I'm pretty excited today, y'all. It's Romania Black, and we are on episodes 9 and 10 of the second arc, technically episodes 33 and 34 of Hunter x Hunter. And yeah, we're at the climax, I believe, of the Heaven's Arena arc because Hisoka has seen Gon's progress, has seen Gon's improvement with Nin, and has said, okay, Gon, shoot, you want a match? We'll get a match. And I'm like, ah! So I'm pretty sure that's happening today. I'm pretty excited about that, not gonna lie. But yeah, I have a couple comments I want to talk about before we get started. But I'm so excited for this episode set. I'm getting ready to go on a trip, and I come back like right before this is supposed to premiere on Patreon. But I was like, I want to go ahead and watch it before I go. So, Iyomu said, I don't know if you're familiar with Tokyo Ghoul or Chojin X, but its mangaka Ishida Sui wrote a one-shot about Hisoka's past that was approved by Togashi and published in the Shonen Jump back in 2016. Considering the series started in the late 90s, that's wild. I have not read Tokyo Ghoul or watched it. It has been recommended to me many times, mainly the manga more than the anime. It's on my list to get through at some point. But I have read parts of Chojin X. I stopped reading when they announced there was going to be an anime because I was like, oh, I'll wait till the anime comes out. But it is really good. I like Chojin X a lot. And so I'm pretty excited about that. I told Yomu that later down the road, when I get caught up with the manga, because I'm going to be reading the manga after the anime, then we will get into that when it is time. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm keeping that little comment Yomu saved at the top of my little Hunter x Hunter document here to save it and not forget. And then Rose Jennison said, the whole fight with Hisoka in episodes 31 and 32 had me to think of the number one rule I've heard for figuring out magic tricks. Quote, wherever the audience thinks the trick is happening, the real trick is happening somewhere else. Those are words to live by, and I could not agree more. Those episodes were so good. 31 and 32, seeing Hisoka fight. Hisoka's such a captivating character anyway, and then just seeing them fight it out was just, mwah, it was so good. So good. So, my dogs are at my feet. I have some coffee heated up. I'm so excited to get to this. I hope you all have enjoyed these reactions and discussions. Real quick before we go any further, I want to give a shout out over to Patreon, to the patrons that support my channel. Thank you all so much. Special shout out to Sunspots, Zachiel, username 123, Jason N, as well as Alexander Q, Be Happy, Dana, Alex Cornejo, Violet Stardust, Biado B, Destiny Marie, Diana Williams, Daniel Devorin, Damage3245, Eric Fisho, Ghostly Turnip, as well as James, Jessica Cullen, Lyndon Elfreya, Murphew, Nicholas, Poppy, Jack Witt, Rose Jennison, Rast, Sugamama, Shimoyama, Translucent Men, Yanin Zero Anti-Zero, Mai Chuha, and Chewy. Thank you all so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. All of my love. And if you are not a patron, that is okay. If you don't have the money to support the channel, I understand. But do me a solid. Support me for free on YouTube by subscribing to the channel, as well as liking the videos and commenting when you see fit. Those are the free ways you can help grow my channel and help communicate with me, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. But now, we're going to get on Netflix, we're going to dive in, and we're going to see what we get with this episode set. I am super excited. So, with that being said, we're not going to waste any more time. I'm going to make sure I get my ears lined up correctly, make sure that for episodes 35 and 36, I think we are actually on 35 and 36. Yes, we got Japanese going. Pretty excited. So, let's not waste any more time. We're on 35 and 36, not 33 and 34. We're going to get started with those here. In 3, 2, 1, and let's dive in. I was looking at the comments that I had saved, and they were for episodes 31 and 32, so I thought the next set, but we've already looked at those. Those were training episodes, and we've already seen those. And we dealt with those three, those other three guys. Man. It is wild to think that we only have one more week and we'll be done with Heaven's Arena's arc. That's crazy to me. And then we'll watch a short series and then dive back in for one of my favorite arcs. I'm so excited. But I need to get caught up with the manga. So, what are we going to do? Yes. Ah! Da 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 do 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 da 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 da. Oh, I'm so excited. Do 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 do. Are you ready to shoo Hisoka away with me? I'm ready. It feels like a Dora the Explorer thing. Do you see Hisoka? Shoo him away! You just try again. Here we go. You just go away. Yes. Oh man. The one holding the cell phone, I remember nothing of him. We'll see. I honestly, other than how they look, remember very little of the personality traits. You can try. So, let's get to it. Ah, yes! Yes, 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 yes. Come on, Hunter, Hunter. The Spanish guitar, oh my god. The flamenco clap. Ugh. What gel does he use to make his hair stand up that much? Gon's like, fine, I'm gonna get that punch in so I can give you your stupid badge back that he's maybe forgotten about. The True Pass. Ooh. Well, it's good that Gon got consent. Oh, wow. Okay, now we're getting into Hatsu. Act. Your own individual style. Like that Killua was too cool for school with his hands in his pocket. Oh, shoot. Enhancers. Emitters. Transmuters. Okay. Conjurers. Manipulators. Uh-huh. And a specialist. For miscellaneous nin. Yeah. Yes. You were, indeed. It's like nature versus nurture. Oh, interesting. We opened up those possibilities. Uh, so you can't just, oh wow. You can't just force yourself to do something. Ah, right. Okay. Is going to be difficult. Interesting. Gon does like a challenge though. Into something with this qualities of rubber and gum. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh. Ah, interesting. Ooh. Oh. why would you? Oh, interesting. Correct. That sounds like being stubborn. Yeah, he made the wrong choice. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, so how do you figure out which one's your strength? Yes, there you go. Ooh, it's interesting. Hey, I can divine water, so there we go. Oh. 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 Okay. Interesting. So he's an enhancer. Of course, going to go first. I figured he'd go last. Uh, oh. Ah! Nothing happened. Oh. 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 So I like that his a transmuter. Look at him. Hmm. Goins didn't have a lot of water come out of it, so I don't know if that's hmm. Interesting indeed. Killa was like, I'm gonna turn this bitch to wine, just you wait and see. Goins like, I don't want to spill the water, so I'm gonna put this little tub in with it. Aw. That's nice of him. Oh, no! No! That's not. What were you doing, sir? During and after his call, naked by the window. Were you afraid no one would see you? It's like anytime there's fan service with him, I'm still kind of like, I feel like I shouldn't be excited about the fan service because it's usually got something creepy attached. Not booze yet. Hmm. Go, go, gadget communion. Oh, man. like, oh, who, me? What? Aw. Aw, sushi. Aw. Aw. Oh. Oh, not my good furniture. He's like, seriously, this kid. Oh, so she's like, damn it. Oh, not yet. Oh. 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 And he knew his full name, so, sir. Sir. It wouldn't apply to Killua because he didn't take the exam and pass. Ah. That's the final test. He's like, they don't really talk about that in the manual unless you were really listening to Mr. Bean. That's a great point. I knew it was Netero. Yes. It would be Netero. Mm-hmm. Of course he will. Of course he will. Oh, the little blush. Oh, sure, if I feel up to it. I mean, I'm really busy right now. Ah. Okay. Oh, Puggle. He's looking too sexy to study written. They already knew it. Look at them. What an OTP. Ooh. Sure. I'm sure there's a reason why he shouldn't push himself so hard. Otherwise the glass will break. Aw. Those were just freaks. Those two are 1 in 10 million talents. I mean, you were up against some freaky kids. Aww. Duel. All right. Place your bets on this child fighting a madman. An actual child facing a man that's killed someone. You've all been waiting for this child to face this murderer. Ah! So much tension to see if there's a child murdered. I thought for a second Hisoka was praying, but that is an awesome shot. It's an amazing shot. What a build-up. Damn. 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 Oh my god. Why? What wrestling company did you get the pyrotechnics from? Ooh. Yeah, on a roll. Literally. Don't you need your fishing rods? Oh, the blue flame, which burns hotter than a regular flame. Oh, he looks like a cat there. This is Light Laser Show. Oh, man, that's a good stretch, though. Oh. Everything's riding on this! Oh my god, that one fan was like screaming. Ooh! Gone! Sweetheart! No! Oh my god, no! No! My fears are realized! He's a child, Hisoka! Stop it! Ah! Damn it, the Schween! The Schween, like, sound effect. I cannot. Hey, you know what? Hisoka fighting in heels. Props. Oh my god. They're gonna end the damn episode here, aren't they? Oh! 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 Oh, shit! Oh my god. Oh! 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 Oh my god, this animation's great. Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh. Oh! Because his whole thing is he has to land a punch. Oh! 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 Oh my god. Oh. From the OP! Ah! What an intense exchange! Oh. Really? Damn it! Oh my god. Ugh. You son. Yeah, he is. Way too much. Oh, 100%. Okay. Oh my god. Bless him! Kid. Oh, shit! Oh! Ah! proud Killua was. Oh my god. Oh. Ah. I mean, look, all he wanted to do was hit him one time. That was it. That's all he wanted to do. Oh, buddy. I didn't think we were going to get to it this episode. I thought that it was going to come. I thought they were going to do the thing where they were going to, like, just sit for 2 minutes and have them facing back and forth. I did not think we were going to get an actual start to the fight. If him actually punching him. Oh, my God. I mean, at this point, Gon just wanted to land a punch. He's going to give him the badge back. And then he's going to be like, whatever happens, happens. I don't remember if Hisoka wins or loses. I mean, I don't think the Hisoka loses. I don't think that's the case at all. Because they're, like Killua said, there's such a gap. But then again, he might forfeit. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then there's the... Oh... We're going to go back to that. I think that revealed everything to us. Hisoka. Punching him. Texture surprise. Do not do that, boys. do not do that, boys. Do not do the schween. Do not imitate that. No. Run away! Oh my god. Oh my god. That's... No. Do not be imitating that, please. Alright. We're gonna get... We're gonna start with episode 36. And we're gonna do that here in 3, 2, 1. My mind was not ready for that. Ah! Oh my god. Damn. You know Netero's been using that age-defying, like, nin Botox for, like, the last... How many decades now? Bless his heart. And the fact that Wing was one of Netero's students, not surprised. Not surprised. For some reason, I thought that Gon was special and not an enhancer. But I thought that him breaking the glass would indicate something was different. But maybe not. Or maybe he changes down the road. I don't know. Him just being an enhancer is... I mean, it's not bad, but it's like the basics. Oh man, we only have so many more times that we get to tell Hisoka to go away. So we need to take advantage of those, you know? I want to see if I've missed anything from the OP. Other than these kids running straight down a building. Ha! You just try again. Keep trying, Zushi. You can do it. You just go away. Oh, man. Do 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 da na 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 do 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 do. You can try. All right. Ooh. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. Oh. You gonna show us that again? Are you? You are! Oh my god. A big debt and a small kick. Kick him in the balls, Gon! Kick him in the clown dick! Do it! You seem like you know, narrator. Oh my god. It was a pretty big ass punch. Look how proud Killua is! Oh my god! No. Who you? Yeah, who are you? Tagashi, explain. Is this a Tagashi surrogate? Yeah, who are you? Oh my god! What? I can't wait to see that in the manga. I'm sure there's an explanation. We'll find out in the manga. Ooh, well, you did make him move. I dare you to move. They both got hit on the same side. Oh. There you go. And he knew you were going to give it back. Ugh, you would get off on that. Huh. What was that about? Gones. Oh. All the basics. How did you know? Oh. Oh. Or he guessed. Ah. Oh my god. Oh shit. Fickle and dishonest. Oh. Oh. Hey, you're just furthering the ship with Killua, so nope, let's not. I wonder what Illumi is. Oh. 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 Shit. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. His changes colors going. Does your change his colors? Oh. I love how these people are... Oh, my God. Oh. Ah! Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Ah! Oh, my God. He's like, I can do that, too. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Oh my god. Ha! Damn it! Oh. Oh. Oh, sweetheart. I don't even think it's like a fraction. I think they're giving the criticals out just so they can stop the fight. Oh. lucky Hisoka lets him. Because he knows he can beat him. Oh my god. Oh. Ah, shit. Ah. Ah, damn it. Oh. 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 Oh my god. Oh. 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 Oh my god. Elastic love or bungee gum, whichever you want. Are you gonna say it? Oh. Oh. Oh my god. These people cheering on the abuse of this child. Oh. It has the properties of rubber and gum. Right, that's a problem. Oh. Oh my god. I don't know how the ref's helping Hisoka. Oh. 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 Oh my god. I mean... Or neither of them? Ah! Oh my god. Yes. Ah. Ooh. Mmm. Yeah, he's like, I know. Is oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Damn. Damn, that's why when he was Mm-hmm. Yes, very. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Oh. Oh my god. Hisoka! Oh my god. Go! No! 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 Oh my god. This feels so dirty! This is so dirty! Oh my god! Oh my god. Nope, no, no, nobody wants to. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. That felt so vile. I feel like I need a shower after listening to all that. A girl needs to shower after that. Take us out to dinner first, Hisoka. Damn. Ah! Oh. 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 He's like, no. Oh. I mean, he was gonna get it. Oh, I like how the makeup on his face has like been. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Now he gets to be a floor master. Uh-huh. Killer was like, oh, thank God he doesn't get to hurt anymore. Hmm. Oh. Damn. Mmm. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god. But he's not out of reach. Oh, Gon, I don't think you want to reach. Don't reach that way. Can't you reach a different direction? Can't you reach a different direction than Hisoka? Like any other direction. There's at least 3 others. To challenge a floor master. See ya, Coco. Oh. Ah. That makes sense. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Look at this very aesthetic waterfall. Water fountain. Yeah, we learned a lot from that fight. Stuff we already knew, but... You don't want to know, Killua. You'll be jealous. I don't remember what they do with Nin. I don't think I found out when I stopped watching. I hope Zushi makes it there. I hope Zushi does. Aww. I hope he makes it there. Oh yeah, thanks, Wing! Aww. Damn. I mean, Gon got off a little bit better than what I thought he would. He's not in the hospital. Killua was like, alright, we did the thing. Oh. Want to come meet the family? Yeah, 6 months. It's quite the opposite of Killua's home. Hey! Yeah! Come meet the family! Yes! Yes! Go meet the family! Yes! Yes! Oh, hell yeah! Go meet the family! Oh my god, what a wild time. Huh. What a crazy training arc, right? Am I right? Damn. Oh my god. Shut up, Jing. I love that it's Gon reaching for Jing, like he's just out of reach. Meanwhile, like, Illumi is in Killua's head rent-free. You know? Damn, Leorio looks great. Meanwhile, all this going on. That dog gets me. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh, man. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Yes. Anyway. Oh, Gon. My first friend. Oh. His expression's always changing. Killua, have you had friends before? No, this is his first friend. That's so freaking cute. We're gonna go back and talk about that. Oh my gosh. That was such a good set. Oh, that was everything I could have imagined and way more than I needed. Oh my gosh. I think I may have blocked out how crazy that match against Hisoka was. I definitely know I blocked some parts out, or my brother was probably awkwardly trying to be like, let's talk through this so that it's not focused on. But I knew that Hisoka was going to get turned on by Gon, but I forgot to the extent. And I forgot about that scene where he's naked. I don't know how I forgot that. Maybe my mind just like blotted it out like the sun. Oh my God, I'd forgot about that. We're gonna talk about that battle, but I had no anticipation of bringing Whiteboard-kun out because I thought it was just gonna be a fight. I thought that these 2 episodes were just gonna be fights, and then lo and behold, I forgot about Wing. I figured Wing, when he kept talking about his master, I'm like, okay, Wing seems about the same age as Jing. Jing and Wing, which is some rhyming going on. Okay, Tagashi. I felt like Wing and Jing were about the same age, so I'm like, he's too old to be Jing's student because he seems like somebody that studied from like an early age on, and that wouldn't work with Jing. So I'm like, who could his master be? And I'm like, well, the next biggest person we know, it's either an unknown person that we haven't met yet, or it's Netero, because they're like the two, it's like Jing and Netero are the 2 prominent hunters that we know of that would take on maybe a student. So because you know that Kite from the manga is Jing's student, or at least knows of him. It's still kind of like, okay. And then Wing being Netero's student makes a lot of sense. So, okay, great. they got that. I did forget about a lot of things in this episode set. Some things I blocked out and then they were brought back to the forefront of my mind. But a lot of things I'd forgotten. And I think for sure I was not paying attention my first go around 6 years ago. I was not paying attention to all the classifications of Hatsu. Was not paying attention for that part. So I'm glad that we got a little refresher. I needed it. And we get to this is the fun part. I like horoscope stuff. I'm like Hisoka. I'm like, oh, let's study all the different personality traits and how everybody lines out. So we're going to talk about that because that's fun. That's great. So with Hatsu, which is the ways in which you act. That's the part of Nin where you get to actually attack and something happens. So we want to make sure we touch on that. So here, real quick though, we need to get started with this episode set because there's a lot to talk about. And we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. The true pass. Man, right? It makes sense that you had Satotes and the others being like, there's one more test they have to pass to fully obtain their hunter exam. And it makes sense that the true pass, the true sign that you are going to be a hunter, is you have to achieve Nin. Which Wing explains it very well, so I'm glad for that. What I think is interesting is that there are characters like Hisoka and Illumi who already knew how to use Nin before they even took the hunter exam. So that's interesting because that suggests that there are people teaching them it that, are outside of the hunter organization, which the Phantom Troop, if they're both members of the Phantom Troop, it would make sense that they would learn it from them. But I feel like Hisoka and Illumi probably learned it from his parents, let's be honest. But Hisoka had learned it from before. We're going to talk about Hisoka a lot in this episode. So yeah, Gon's whole entire like agenda this arc that we've been watching has been to punch Hisoka, give the badge back. He's like, I can't move forward until I settle that score. And now he has. And thus Heaven's Arena is no longer of use to us. I like that this entire arena was built up. I had forgotten what we all did in the Heaven's Arena. I forgot what purpose it was. It very much feels like, okay, if you've played the original Pokemon games, like if you've played like Red, Blue, or Yellow, or Green in Japan, or you've played Gold and Silver or Crystal in the second generation, it feels like, I'm thinking of Gold and Silver because those are like the generations I love the best. I remember like you get to a certain point and you could explore around a building, but then there would be floors and things you couldn't access until you had certain items or you were a certain level. So you'd go off and do the training and do the thing, and then you'd come back and then you'd access those things again. And Heaven's Arena very much seems like that. I don't know if we'll ever come back to Heaven's Arena. I don't remember that. I don't know if that happens. If it did, I didn't get far enough in the story or the series to get to there. But I do think it's interesting that they talk about like the floor masters and getting to the top floor and the Olympia battles and all that. And meanwhile, Gon and Killua are just like, yeah, we punched this random clown. Now we're going to go. I think Togashi is kind of genius for setting up this entire like system where you could have a giant battle arc. And then Togashi's like, but these are also kids. Let's go. Crazy talk, right? So he says, once you master Hatsu, then you would be able, once you master it, what does he say there? Like, after you master Hatsu, your training will finally begin. And once you master it, then you'll have learned all the basic principles. So he's like, then you work on your own nin style. So this has been in the OP the entire time, but now we're going to get an explanation, which I think this is so cool. I feel like all of us, I feel as an audience, we'd be like, oh, what would we be? Like, where would we get in? And what's interesting is you have Wing's descriptions, and then you have Hisoka's descriptions, which are a little varied. So we have at the top of our little hexagon, we have the enhancer. We have the enhancer, which is quite interesting with this graffiti. They strengthen objects. So we strengthen objects. I wonder if that object can be yourself. Can you just strengthen yourself? Can that be a thing? They don't say that you can't. So maybe, possibly, maybe you can do that. I don't know. So, but yeah, it kind of makes sense, like Gon strengthening the like tile that he throws and then his like fishing rod. Then you have emitters. So we're going to put emitters over here, and emitters, they can propel their aura. Okay, interesting. So emitters can propel their aura. Then you have transmuters. Transmuters can alter their aura's qualities. So over here, we have a transmuter. A transmuter can alter an aura quality. Okay, so we can do that. And then we have conjurer. Now conjurer, let's see here. Whoop. I want to go back. I was going too far on that. Didn't click the pause button. Okay, get back there. Enhancers. Oh my gosh. Hold on. The damn subtitles didn't move with it. Okay, conjurers can manifest their aura. So then we come down here to, I'm leaving a spot for Hisoka's description. A conjurer can manifest their aura. I, at first glance, would be like, I would kind of like to be a conjurer, but I don't know. There was something else I thought that I would want to be instead. A manipulator. A manipulator can control object and animals. So then we have over here, we have a manipulator. Let me get my little thing up here. Manipulators can control objects and creatures. Interesting. Okay. And then that comes from there. And then the last one is the specialist. And the specialists are those that are basically miscellaneous. So I think it's interesting that you have like the most basic, like bread and butter enhancer. And then you have specialists, which are just basically a miscellaneous aura. These are like our, these are the ones where like, we don't exactly know where you go, so you're going to go here. Whereas I feel like enhancers are pretty common, right? But still, common is not bad, not necessarily. So yeah, those are the 5 categories, and the key is to find which one suits you. And so when this little Tagashi's little drawing of like a little tiny like embryo is really like a little fetus is really cute. I was like, that's the cutest little embryo ever. So basically these things are determined. We're actually gonna make Hisoka's descriptions pink because that matches the bungee gum. You know, that has the properties of rubber and gum. So we're gonna say that our ways that we categorize is first your natural potential. So this is what you are born with. You're basically born into one of these categories, and that is what naturally determines what you're good at. So they use Gon as the example about how his body is naturally springy, but then they talk about like where he grew up and how his environment affects things. So your aura can change later on. So even though Gon is an enhancer now, it could change by the end of the series. We don't know if that will happen or not, but I feel like them bringing it up means at some point either it's going to happen to one of them or they're going to meet somebody that happens. So we have the hexagonal pattern. And so enhancer is there. And then enhancer is right next to... What are the 2 that are right next to? Did I get that right? Okay. Their enhancers are the easiest to learn and master. And then it said that right next to it are going to be the transmuter and emitters. So that is correct. Yeah, we got that right. Okay, cool. Yep. So far this is correct. Hisoka's able to change his aura into a rubbery substance. So that's a transmuter ability. Okay, so that makes sense. So aura, so Hisoka over here, we have him. Hisoka is a transmuter. And so is Killua. Tagashi, you are cruel. You're very cruel. You're very cruel indeed. What's interesting is that what would Illumi be? Illumi doesn't strengthen an object necessarily. If he controls the pins, then that would make him a manipulator, and him trying to control Killua falls into manipulation category as well. So, and it would be compatible with Hisoka, only different from Gon. So maybe Illumi is a manipulator. I don't know. That would be my guess because he's not manifesting aura and he's not propelling it. So him controlling the objects like the pins to change his appearance. I don't know. That would be interesting. Okay, that's a transmuter ability. And then Guido using the tops to make them spin faster is an enhancer thing. But he was also trying to be a manipulator as well, but since that's not near his ability, it was harder that way. I kind of like when they talk about how characters have abilities, but because they want to try and do a certain thing that they're not compatible with, it's not as successful and it kind of squanders their talent. I thought that was a really fascinating discussion because it's, on the one hand, they may not know. You would assume a hunter at that level would know what his nin aura's compatibility is, what its type is, but maybe not. And that would kind of be terrifying if you didn't know your type and you were practicing the wrong version this whole time just because you thought you wanted this specific ability. But it also kind of talks to the pride of that user that they spent all this time trying to perfect this technique they thought was beneficial when it was actually a detriment to them and their growth. So that's interesting. I thought that was really cool to kind of bring up, but because, yeah, you know, some people, I've taught students, we have different categories of public speaking, and I've taught students that are really good at this one category, but they're like, no, I really want to master this one. And I'm like, but you're not very good at it. So as a coach, you don't want to deter them, but at the same time, you're like, hey, you know, you can always do this category. And they're like, no. And I've had a few that are stubborn. They're like, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, okay, but it just feels like they're squandering the opportunity that could present themselves in the area they're really good at. But what can we do? What can we do? So yeah, it requires a great deal of work and natural talent. And so, yeah, I like that, you know, Killua's like, man, so Castro made the wrong choice. And Zushi's like, that sucks because he was a really strong fighter. And it sucks they waste a lot of time. So I like that Killua, you know, Killua is very analytical. And he's like, how do we find out which category we fit into. And Wing is like, well, glad you asked. We're going to do this ability here. So Wing is an enhancer like Gon. We're going to put Gon up here. That Gon is an enhancer. And as far as being a manipulator, Zushi is a manipulator. Look, do I think we're going to see Zushi again in this series? Abso-freaking-lutely. Especially when they've set up that, like, there's some reason he's training with Wing. Something's going down. We didn't get to find that out at all this arc. So we're going to see Zushi again. And the fact that he's a manipulator type, meaning that he can control objects and creatures, that seems like it could be very important. He just shows up in Whale Island and, like, controls the fish. But yeah, I feel like we're going to meet Zushi again someday. And since we've left him needing to learn all the skills and master it, I feel like he's going to do that and prove it when we see him again. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, so Gon is an enhancer too. And I love I love this little shot here. Like, look at how excited. Look, like Killua is so excited to do this. He, like, as it shows him. Yeah, look at him. I want to get this shot of him right before when he, like, is, look at that face. He looks so precious. Killua is so excited to show off and learn, like, his secret skills. Like, what an adorable little bean. I love that for him. Good. And he was really happy with how he got, like, to be a transmuter. Nice. Because I'm sure Killua was like, that means I'm going to be really strong. So yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Speaking of kind of cool, okay. This is the crazy part, right? This is the crazy part. Togashi is a cruel, twisted man. He is a cruel, twisted man. He gives us that straight up fan service, booty shot, Dorito torso shaped hunk of aesthetically pleasing man that is Hisoka. And then he has him say the most creepy things. And so you're just like, you're taking in and soaking in the view, and then all of you're like, ah, damn it. You're like, good feeling gone. And you're like, damn it. Also, sir, I don't like the fact that, you know, because Gon's so sincere, and he's like, that's the date, July 10th. And Hisoka's like freaking jerking it off across the mirror of this hotel. Like, why? As I kick my feet, why? It's just, oh my god. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. But that shot, damn it. Anyway, so Gon's all excited. They prove their worth again. They've tested it out. Killua's like, I will make this mead. And then I also like the calendar that has Heaven Arena on it. That's crazy. That's a fun time. So yeah, everybody passes except Zushi. Gon gets to the point where he freaking breaks the cup, and poor Wing is like, ah, damn it, not my nice furniture. This isn't waterproof. I'm like, sir, you busted a hole in your entire wall. Like, I'm pretty sure this is okay. But even, like, to see him break the glass, and then even Wing is like, seriously, this kid. Also, I'm just now noticing that Wing has, like, the little winged eyes, like the eyeliner on his eyes. Cute. So, at least Wing's not creepy about it. He's just kind of in awe. Like, damn, this kid has a lot of potential and he's a monster. A 1 in a million talent, if you know, a 1 in 10 million talent. But he's not creepy like Hisoka. That's also adorable. I feel for Zushi not passing the test, but I love that Gon and Killua are like, yeah, we did it, bro. We did it. And then we find out Killua doesn't pass the exam because he's not, you know, up for that part of the hunter license. But Gon has passed. That's such a shot with the glass with the break. That to me is like a major bit of foreshadowing, because it's just like Gon's whole thing is like to strengthen himself until he breaks. Because that's literally like Gon is a vessel, you know, he's a body, he's flesh and bone. But if he tries to like pump out that strength to the point where his body can't sustain it, I feel like that's foreshadowing. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, so you find out that you had to learn all the nin, and so he's in the league with Netero and knows what's going on. And Gon's like, I like that Killua was just like, oh, you're with him? And then he's like, my master's told me so much about you. And so Killua was like, oh, so you sought us out from the beginning because Netero had told you about us. You were going to take us under your wing pun intended, from the start. And Wing's like, well, kind of, at least Gon. So, Trixie. But he's like, I like that he tells Killua, you should go back and get your hunter's license. You can do it. You'll pass easily. Just go do it next year. And I love that Killua's like, sure. I mean, if I feel up to it, sure. Killua loves praise. Killua likes being praised. With that blush on his face, he was very moved. So Gon's like, what about the others? And he's like, yes. Hanzo and Kurapika have managed to get theirs, have learned their nin from other teachers. I wish we could have seen the training, but I'm sure in the next arc or so, whenever we'll get flashbacks to the nin training. I'm sure it's gonna happen. Meanwhile, we find out that Pakkel's having some trouble with nin, or with Rin. So Pakkel is struggling with Rin. So it's Zen is, and then Tin, and then Zetsu, and then Rin is manifesting the orb before you can act with it. So that's what Pakkel's struggling with. Okay. So Pakkel's having trouble with that part of it. Well, that sucks for Pakkel. Meanwhile, Leorio is just looking as sexy as he can be in this damn library. Leorio, Nin, no time. Have to be a sexy doctor. He's begun studying for the medical school exam. Damn, med school in this world is a lot less time-consuming than in the U.S. My cousin's like a surgeon, and it only took him 12 years. So, it only took Leorio 12 weeks. What? I mean, they're probably not expecting you to do brain surgery. Yeah, Hisoka and Illumi already knew Nin. I mean, here's the thing. That's an OTP shot. The green with the pink. Illumi will never admit it, but they are an OTP. They are literally a couple, and I will accept nothing else. So yeah, but we don't exactly know what types they are until the ED will give us some hints, right? So yeah, and this is the thing. I'm glad that Wing talks to Zushi to explain to him. He's like, look, Zushi, you're a 1 in 100,000 talents. You're a very, very strong kid. Think of all the people that have no clue what Nin is. So, that's really good, and you're really talented. You've just made friends with 2 1 in a million monsters. They are monsters. And for you to keep up, we got a lot of work to do. It's like you've been playing high school basketball and you've got the potential to get a college scholarship, and then you meet 2 NBA players, He's like, you still are going at an incredible pace. Those are 1 in 10 million talents. Not 1 million, 10 million talents. Poor Zushi. But yeah, he's like, I'll definitely catch up. So then we have the battle. I can't believe how much of the battle we got in this episode. I really cannot. This one shot, though, where it's Hisoka getting ready, the shot of him, Gon's lacing up his shoes. I wanted to get that shot of Hisoka in where is it? As everybody's getting in there. It's a shot of him up against the blinds. It's a really, really good shot. Where is it at? But yeah, everybody's coming in. Gon's lacing up his boots, getting ready to go. The battle arena is getting ready. There's a shot. It's so good with Hisoka. I just, again, I don't want to flog the dead horse. I know we're all they're kids in the battle arena. It just floors me. Still, the Gon is this child. And everybody's like, place your bets. This kid gonna get his ass whooped by this grown adult. Just it kills me that nobody cares. That aspect, nobody's worried about it. Nope. And Coco's like, sure, nobody's gonna question the ethicalness of what's going down now. I like that you can't see Wing's glasses. That's the shot. That is such a good shot. That's so good. I don't know if it's thumbnail worthy. That is such a good shot. The black and white blinds and silhouetting Hisoka's figure. Why, Tagashi? Why you make this creepy man so hot? Why you give him the best looks? Why you do that? I don't understand. And then Gon's just I'm ready to go. And so then all the pyrotechnics, all the WWE laser shows, everything all at once. I like that Gon has the red fire And then Hisoka has like the blue flame, which if you know anything about a blue flames are stronger and burn hotter than red flames. Yep, damn. I do like Gon with the green laser lights behind him. That's really nice. I like that. It's a good aesthetic look there. Also, can we take a note that Hisoka fought in heels? As someone that has wore heels, like, seriously. I didn't think that Gon was gonna win, but I couldn't remember how the fight was gonna go. I knew that Gon was going to be able to punch Hisoka because this is a long ass series. There's no way Gon wasn't going to be able to punch him and give the badge back. There's no way that was going to not happen in this episode set. But I couldn't remember if Gon like managed to get Hisoka in a corner or if Hisoka threw the match. I didn't think that Gon would be able to beat him outright, but I wondered if Hisoka would throw the match and just leave the tower or not. But no, she sure didn't. So now Hisoka gets to challenge a floor master. I'm wondering if you get to pick which floor master you want to challenge, or if they pick to challenge you. I don't know how that works. We'll have to see. I need you all to understand. I need you all to understand that as I had my headphones in, as I had these headphones in, it is one thing to be in a room and to watch this scene with the volume on and to hear Hisoka's voice actor moaning in your ears like a damn porno. It is one thing to be in a room and hear it. It is another thing to have that in your ear. To have that going directly into your ear and being like, you can't escape it. You're just like, it's like an earworm. It feels violating. And just go, he's like, don't look at me like that. No, there's no other way to interpret that. You can't give it like an analysis being like, well, actually it was his stomach. No. That the man got a boner for Gon. That's not. And you could say it's for Gon's fighting spirit, his fighting that doesn't matter. I'm like, no. Where's Illumi? Hisoka's been away from Illumi too long. Illumi, come relieve this man because he's getting a little too personal, a little too intimate with Gon right now. He's like, Gon, don't overdo it. I like that Killua doesn't say anything there. Like, he has a lot of trust that Gon's going to do the right thing. And I think that's pretty good. Also, I like finding out that this referee is a technical ref. And when he thinks a match will be dangerous, he starts dishing out points because he wants to get it over fast as he can. I mean, he didn't make any judgments that I think were unreasonable. I thought they were pretty. I mean, you could defend them. I don't think they were like, he didn't just say Hisoka got hit when he didn't. So yeah. But I really thought when they said this is the match you've been waiting for, I didn't see the time, and so I didn't know that we had 5 minutes left, but I thought, okay, well they're gonna end the episode here, and they're gonna make us wait, and then we're gonna go to the next episode. But no, they actually showed us some of the fight. And the animation for it was fantastic. The animation back and forth, it looks so good. Hisoka not even moving around. Poor Gon. This guy in the stands, when Gon gets hit, it got a little too excited. Yeah, where is he? Like, that guy right, those guys in the stands, they're getting too excited about this kid getting beat up. But yeah. And the crazy thing is that Gon was so focused on landing the punch and dodging, he was not even thinking about using Geo to detect the bungee gum. He wasn't even thinking about it. And that's crazy. It just shows you how many layers there are to a battle with an experienced hunter, and how you have to be on your game, and how, like, Gon is just barely grappling the surface of what it means to be a hunter and battle another hunter. And Hisoka, I think Hisoka was a good wake-up call in that you are not prepared. Because Hisoka, the only reason Hisoka didn't kill him or severely injure him is he has a boner for him and wants him to get super strong and ripen so that he can pluck him when he's like a mature fruit. Which, you know what? At least he's waiting until he's mature. That's about all we can say about that. But had it been like a member of the Phantom Troop, or had it been somebody else that was fighting seriously, then he probably would have died. So Hisoka gave him a pretty good lesson of like, look, kid, you're going to have to deal with this in the real world. So I'm going to make sure that you are prepared, or at least you know what it's going to take to fight someone. And yeah, Killua's right. Hisoka's just enjoying himself. He knows he's got the upper hand. He knows that he's going to win this fight. But Gon just needs that opening. And then, man, Gon's strategy being chuck a stone tile at someone, here for it. Here for it. And as Hisoka, I like that Hisoka is not like infallible. I like that Hisoka he does have blind spots like anybody else. He's just usually very confident, very prepared, and very experienced. But he does get blind spots. And I like that Gon took advantage of that one blind spot to actually punch him. Good. That's so satisfying. And you know it's so satisfying for Gon, but it's so satisfying for us, the audience, because we've been waiting like so many episodes, over a dozen episodes to get to this, to be like, yes. And I'm glad that Togashi had it happen in like the next arc rather than wait until like, you know, the end of the series before it happens. No, we got out of the way now. We can move forward. We're good. We're good to go. I love that we got it in this episode. And even Hisoka's like, okay, all right, you got your punch in. You did what you need to do. And I think in that moment, maybe like right before he gives him the badge, he knows that that's what Gon came there to do. And he's like, okay, you fair and square got the punch in. Now what? Before we go to the next episode, I just want to point out that it's not enough that they're doing the schween and showing their boner that Hisoka had for Gon. It's not just that. It's not just that. But it's the fact that they're doing it towards each other. At least some ships are sailing, right? At least some ships are sailing, right? We've got that to go. We've got that to look forward to. Okay, so then we have episode 36, which is the big debt and a small kick. I mean, yeah, get past all that. Oh my god. So yeah, gets knocked back, and he gets knocked down, but he gets up again. And I loved how Killua was so proud. He was so proud of Gon throughout all of this. Like, you could tell he was like, happiest friend, got to do what he wants. I don't know who this is other than it being a representation of Togashi, but don't tell me, because in between this end of next week and the next arc, I am going to be reading the manga. I'm assuming the manga is going to tell us, so in that sense, I will find out through the manga, so that'll be great. But I was like, who are you, Green Eyes? What is this? I love that Coco's like, who are you? That was great. So yeah. Yep. And so basically explain why the ref did what they did. I love this. Togashi's humor is just so off the walls. So yeah. And then Gon's like, okay, here we go. And he says, look. He's smiling ever so slightly. Well, yeah. And I love that he's like, okay, you punched me, so what now? And that's when Gon gives back the badge. And Hisoka was expecting it. He knew. Like, that face, he's like, okay, kid. You kept your promise. All right. You got that. I'll give that to you. I just, He's like, what was that about? I have no idea. And then he just makes it multiply like it was nothing, and then just makes it disappear like a magic trick. What's interesting is that there is this kind of repressed inner child in Hisoka that is fascinating to me. And I say that because not like just not that magic tricks are for kids or anything like that, but like we talked about a few episodes ago where his whole makeup is based off the toys he grew up with, and then his ability is based off the like chewing gum that he played as a kid. And even when he's explaining things in this episode to Gon, there's this childlike quality to it that is it's not put on, and it's not fake, and it's not just creepy to be creepy, but it's literally his personality. Like he kind of regresses into this like younger state at some of his dialogue with Gon, which is, I don't know what to do with that. It's just interesting. So, yeah, and then he thinks back to all these, like, how much have you learned about Nin? And he's like, I love how earnestly Gon was like, I learned all the basics. And he's like, okay. And I like that. And I like that as he says that, like, Hisoka doesn't look down on him. Hisoka doesn't, he's not condescending to Gon, being like, oh, you just learned the basics, kid. You know nothing of Nin. He doesn't do that. And so he treats him very, like, respectfully and says, okay, so you must be an enhancer. And Gon's like, how'd you know? Now, this part's very important. He's like, I wouldn't be. He's like, don't be telling. He's like, you're adorable, but you should do a better job of keeping secrets. And he's teaching Gon a lesson, because if you just spout off which one you are, then if your enemy knows that they are a good match for you based off of that, they'll be like, oh, we're going to be great. But if he's not a good match or she's not a good match, then they can go leave and find somebody who is. So yeah, you don't want to just go spouting off what you are. And he's like, shut up, how did you know? And he's like, I used a method similar to the blood type personality test, and it was unreliable, so I devised my own personality test to classify. And then this is where he attaches the bungee gum. Enhancers are simple and earnest. So he describes enhancers as simple and earnest, which is Gon to a T, and Wing to a T. Wing is very simple and earnest. So that's pretty spot on. And yeah, they're like, yep, he's right. And so then he says, I'm a transmuter, fickle and dishonest. So, fickle and dishonest. And I love how Killua is like, nah, he's not wrong. I like that he's like, no, I'm fickle and dishonest too. But of course that him and Killua would be the same. Of course they would be. Togashi, he's right. He says emitters have short tempers. All right, emitters have short tempers. So we have that, which we'll see who's who. Specialists are independent, meaning that they don't follow nobody's rules. Independent is very ominous and vague. So, but then again, the specialist types are ominous and vague. And then he says conjurers are high strung. So interesting. Conjurers, they manifest aura. Interesting. Are high strung. Manipulators are argumentative. Okay. Argumentative. I mean, I guess if they're controlling objects, but interesting. And the two of us are, and he's like, the two of us are quite compatible. Our opposing personalities attract each other, and Gon's like, I am 10. And when he says, he's like, we could become very intimate. I'm like, or not. I'm like, look, Killua is already Gon's age. Let him be intimate with Killua. Not you, sir. He's like, you should be careful because transmuters are fickle. It takes a mere second for a treasure to turn into trash. Which I kind of love that he says that, because if you look back on the series so far, like with Killua, him earning all of the money at Heaven's Arena just to blow it on candy is pretty fickle. And then him deciding that he's just going to up and leave because he doesn't want to do something is pretty fickle. And then him just like deciding to not take the test, or like he's just doing it because he was bored. That's pretty fickle. And then you have Hisoka, who like was hanging on to something and then immediately lets go of it. Like there was an object or something he had during the hunter's exam that he was just like, I don't need this anymore. Yeah, like, or him even throwing the cards. Like he has no attachment to the cards. He's just using them as a weapon. So it's interesting. And it kind of goes into Hisoka's logic of, I'm going to play with you until you're no longer entertaining to me, and then I'm going to throw you and discard you. That lines up with that personality trait for sure. Don't disappoint me, Gon. So they fight a little bit more. Hisoka throws that giant like tablet into the entranceway. And at this point, Hisoka's just proving to Gon, like, I am definitely stronger than you. I have more experience than you. I have better control of my nin than you. Here's a wake-up call. You need to be training because there's probably not going to be people as strong as me or stronger than me, but there's going to be others that are almost as strong as me out there, and you need to be prepared for that. But yeah, their fight goes back and forth. I felt so bad for Gon because he just keeps getting injured. And the series did a really good job of showing him kind of like having dizziness and vertigo and like struggling to keep up. And it's like, you're just waiting for him to go down. And at this point, Hisoka reveals to him. I love that he reveals to him about the bungee gum. And he's like, are you going to attack me? And I love that Gon's like, shut up, I'm brainstorming. I love that Gon's like, can you give me 5? I gotta think of a way to strategize. Like, he's so innocent. Our boy is so innocent. Like, to a fault. And he's like, I'll let you clean hit if you can guess where the gum was. But he did not. I wondered for a hot second if he was going to try to, like, tear his cheek away from the gum. I got a little freaked out by that because I thought that might be something that he tries to do. Luckily, he did not. But, oof. Oof, that was rough. That was a rough hit. Like, the moment the water droplets, like from the spit, like, started to fall. I feel like in the manga, it's blood, but I don't know yet until we read the manga what it's going to be. And Hisoka just has, from here on in, just an entire sense of dominance. Like, he's like, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can attack you whenever I want. I can let this gum go whenever I please. You really don't have a chance. And it's like... Yep. And at this point, Killua was getting kind of, like, frustrated by all this. Yeah, and the ref's just trying to get this battle over with because he's like, there's a lot of damage that's going to happen if we don't. So he asks him where the bungee gum was put at. Was it, like, when he elbowed him? Was it where he got the clean hit? Or was it when he, like, used both of his hands? Gon guesses the both of his hands, which was not wrong, but then he's like, no, actually was... And here's the part where he's like, wrong, boo. Like, the way that he says that is like a kid. Where he's like, boo, wrong answer. It was this one. That's like a child. So there's a part of Hisoka that, like, he channels in his persona stuff back from his youth when he fights Gon. And I don't know if Gon reminds him of his youth. And that's part of it. But it's interesting to see, like, when Hisoka fights anybody else, it's... hack, stab, bye, see you later. But with Gon, there's almost like it taps into something with Hisoka that is intriguing to watch as the audience member. But also, I'm like, let's have it this way. Let's leave it like kids, where it's all just fun like that, right? Let's not get into him moaning, which is about to happen in this. And Gon's like, you know what? Screw it. Gon's like, at this point, he's like, I... could have used Geo, didn't work out. I don't know what else to do. He's like, so the best thing I can do right now is just go at him. Yep. He's much more difficult to handle. Yeah, Hisoka's just a tough opponent, and that's all there is to it. And Gon's like, well, screw it. I don't know what to do. This bungee gum's not going to let me escape, so my best option is to just leap into the fray. And I think that this literally describes Gon to a T, where he's like, what is he going to do? He is going to leap into the fray. He's going to leap into it. He's going to, like, jump into the fire if he has to. And then, dear God. I wasn't ready for this. Like, the first time with the swing, like, that part, I was like, okay, Tagashi, you've had your fun. Oh my God, no. Freaking Hisoka has an orgasm on the arena floor. He has an orgasm from Gon coming at him. Because he was not expecting it, and it's just the most elating thing he's experienced. Oh my God. This is going to be interesting to read the manga. It's going to be very interesting, that spirit. It's literally like, Hisoka's sexuality is an enigma. But it's like he's spirit sexual. He's like, your fighting spirit is what turns him on. And it's like that blind courage of just jumping into the fray and battling for the sake of battle. Like, that is his love language. And you know what? And then he's like, I can't wait to break you. He's like, fighting you and beating you is going to be so orgasmic. And I'm like, he's a child, sir. And I'm glad he says that, like, he's like, you're not ready. He tells Gon, he's like, you're not ready. You need to mature. You need to get older. And I'm like, please. Please, sir. As he's taking that. And when he was saying, like, more, do it until I can no longer bear to ruin you. When he's basically telling Gon, he's like, make me not want to kill you. And I'm like, that's insane, you sadist. And he's like, once you've reached these new heights, but I've got to wait for that to happen. Yep. That's so crazy. Yep. Poor Gon. Gon, stranger danger. Stay away from this man. You need to stay away from him as long as you can, especially now that he says he's not going to fight you in Heaven's Arena anymore. So this guy, and I like the idea here that Gon, he's like, I'm scared, rightfully so, of Hisoka. But he's like, if I don't keep trying to fight him or do something, if I stay scared, I'm never going to be able to face anybody like him. Because I'm always going to end up in the same, like, fight or flight response. Which, I'm glad Gon realizes that. And I'm glad he works through it. And this guy's like, no, we're getting you out of here. So, yeah. Poor Gon. And the craziest thing is, Gon, I don't think, cared about winning. That wasn't what it meant to him. He wanted to keep fighting Hisoka to learn about his opponent. Like, he had that type of hunger, which him being a hunter makes all the sense in the world, right? Because he has that hunter hunger for battle and to figure out, you know, what else he can learn about it. And Hisoka's just like, nah, sorry, kid. I need you to heal up and face me some other time. Damn. Also, if you look at these stones missing from the ring there, it looks like one of the Hunter x Hunter symbols, I believe. Tagashi. So, yeah. So, then I like that Hisoka's makeup got kind of streaked through, and he explains to Gon, like, when things happened. And he's like, look, you've made incredible progress, but you lack experience. He's like, 10 more fights, if we were in Heaven's Arena, would do the trick. But he's like, I don't want to face you here anymore. He's like, get out of here. He's like, you don't need to stay here. He's like, I'm not going to fight you here again. And that, like, transition, when he looks at Gon, he's like, I won't fight you here anymore. And then he looks away, and his expression immediately changes, where he's just like, not anymore. Like, ugh. That is such a subtle little thing, but it's so good. He's like, next time, we'll fight in the real world without any rules to restrain us. That's terrifying. And he's like, it'll be a battle, you know, with life on the line. We need Hisoka to not face Gon for a very, very, very long time. We need that to not happen. Yeah, poor Gon. I'm honestly glad that Gon was not as injured as he was with Geto, because I was afraid that was going to happen. Like, his 10 defenses have gotten better since then, at least. And then the referee explains himself, and that he's a technical ref. I like that these guys were like, he's like, yeah, we should have taken into consideration that he was a technical ref when we were placing our bets, because that can impact things. I'm like, that's all that they cared about, was how it was going to impact the bets in that moment. That's so wild. That's so wild. But yeah, meanwhile, this is the most, like, beautiful fountain with ambiance in the entire city. It's actually gorgeous. I love the purple light. And Wing's like, okay. I like that Wing is like, I have no notes. That man was a freak. Nothing I could say could help you in a future fight. He's like, but you were the one fighting him, so I'm sure you understand it best. And you know what? There's a principle in this that I really like. And that is, like, he's like, what? And he's like, understand what? And he's like, what he learned from that fight. And he's like, yes. And he's like, what did you learn? And then Gon's like, it's a secret. There's a series that I watched several weeks ago on the channel called Windbreaker. And I don't want to spoil anything about that series, but the idea that when you fight someone, you're having a conversation with them that only you two have as this dialogue, and you learn things from it, that's from this. That's from this. It's literally what this is. I don't know if I'm sure there's been other references with the same message. I'm sure there have been. But considering how influential Hunter x Hunter is, I would imagine that Windbreaker might have taken some influence from Togashi with this idea of like in a battle, you have a conversation with that person and you all are the only ones who know what that conversation is. You've got to master your own style of nin. That's the best Wings look the entire dang series. He looks amazing there. I love him there. He looks great. Good for you, Wing. And then Zushi's like, glad to meet you. It's like, whoa. He's so adorable. I like Killa was like, you're not going to surpass us. And it's like, come on. And I love as they're leaving, they're like, so Killa was like, hey, you know, I just came along with you because you needed to accomplish this goal against Hisoka. So now what? It's not quite September yet when we need to meet back up with Kurapika and them. And so Gon's like, I'm going to go back to Whale Island to see my Aunt Mito. And Killa was like, meet the family. Count me in. I don't remember this. So I'm like, okay. Killua going to go back and meet the family. When Killua sees the very humble abode that Gon is from compared to his freaking mansion, they could not be more different. And then, yeah, that's the end of the episode. Okay, I want to see, they're going to give us the, okay, I guess it's in the OP that we get the actual uses of nin. So let's get into that, shall we? I feel like we're going to don't we get that in this? I feel like we do. Yeah, I feel like we get everybody in this. Maybe, or maybe we don't. Let me find the actual OP. The ED too. Okay, maybe we get this. I think it's pretty quick when it happens. Also, that eye back behind everybody there is pretty crazy. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we have our 6. Okay, Gon is the enhancer. And Killua is the transmuter. Okay, Kurapika is a manipulator. Oh, okay. Okay, Kurapika is a manipulator like Zushi. You know, the one thing I know that's associated with Kurapika, that makes sense now. Okay. And then, now, which one was that for, I think it was yellow. So is short temper, is that going to be Leorio here? Leorio as an emitter who propels aura? Propelling aura, maybe allowing aura to heal others, that would kind of make sense. I could see that. Although that makes him and Kurapika very opposite each other. Does that mean they're not as compatible? Don't do that to my ship. Don't do that to my ship. I don't think he's a conjurer. I don't think he's manifesting aura, but maybe he's either propelling it or he's manifesting it to heal others. So he's one of the two. He's high strung. I mean, Leorio could be, but short temper I think matches Leorio too. Although Hanzo is kind of short tempered. I'm going to put a question mark because I'm not sure with Leorio. If comment down below. I don't consider that a spoiler because I can't read the little words there. So whatever Leorio is, let me know and we'll know for next time. But yeah, dang. And so in the Hunter Encyclopedia, we have Gon. And I love that he's like my friend, my first friend in this. After we met during the Hunter exam. He's fun to be around. Aw, and because his expressions are always changing. Was this like a, why did he step in front of Killua? It looked like a little kiss. I know it wasn't, but it kind of looked like a little kiss. And I was like, what just happened right now? You can never tell what he's thinking. Really? You can never tell what Gon is thinking? Gon seems pretty open book to me. Okay, Killua. Sure. That's crazy. So, okay. All right. This was such a good episode set, y'all. This was amazing. Oh, I cannot believe that we only have one more set. I've had some people ask in the comments about it, and I had decided when I started doing a very long series that I would take little breaks, like short series, like 12 episode series in between each of the arcs, because not only to get us hyped for the next arc, not only let everybody have time to catch up, but also for two reasons. One, because I'm reading the manga in between each arc, and that gives me time to get the manga and read it, which takes some time with all the other stuff going on the channel and in real life. And two, it gives me like a little bit of a break to recharge so that I'm hyped when I come back. And because these are, they take a while to put together and to talk about it and all that good stuff. But I will say, we'll talk more next week, but I know the arc that comes after this. Oh, y'all, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. So, Anyway, I'm really excited to know your thoughts about Hisoka versus Gon and how this arc went. And next week we'll round things out for a little bit, and it'll be Meet the Family with Killua. I'm sure there'll be some little fun stuff happen along the way, but in any case, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and I'll be back very soon with more of Hunter x Hunter, and I'll see you then. Bye.